Awkward silence. Good way to start a recording.
Yeah, awkward silence. Can we all get a round of applause for the awkward silence?
If you were looking at my camera, you'll see me actually making a circle with my hands as I applaud.
Oh,
Awkward silence and yeah, good way to start a recording are both great band names.
Awkward silence is a little better, though.
Yeah.
hi.
Rolls off the
What
tongue.
about a fistful of assholes?
How does one, pray tell, get a fistful of asshole?
I don't know. I just remember it from Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist.
Yeah.
Fair enough. We're Spectrum. We're perky heroes out to do good in the world.
I did not agree to that.
Well, what do you think our team is all about then, Geist?
On my
Giving
list,
justice to assholes who deserve it.
Are we going to have a round table to discuss what we actually think we are? And realize nothing lines up?
a corporate entity.
No, we
That
can't
is-
be a corporate entity. Those are bad.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
I mean, he's got a point.
So you're telling me not to buy out the team. Gotcha.
How would you even do that?
I mean, I'm pretty sure 3 of us can buy out the team if we really wanted to.
Yeah, how would you even do that?
If any of you ever legally own me, I will punch you.
If anybody owned me, I'd probably punch them too.
What about trademarking? Is that what they call it?
Trademarking?
Yeah, what if they trademark Game Night?
How could you trademark me? I'm right here. And suddenly the rest of this game becomes about copyright infringement.
That would be amazing.
Game, okay? Have you
Yeah.
not seen what they're-
Yeah, it turns out I get sued for stealing the AI, and it just devolves
Yeah.
into courtroom drama.
Oh, Lord.
Count.
That would be amazing.
It's not a tabletop RPG unless there's at least one court.
Is this a
scene.
bad time to mention that I'm technically wanted for tax fraud?
My character dies, and I come back as fucking Phoenix Wright.
Oh, Lord.
No, you don't, because I've got Phoenix Wright statted out already.
God
Right.
damn it.
Yeah, you're right. He
it's
comes
a
back as
question.
Matt Murdock.
Is a question. Does your Phoenix Wright have time travel powers?
That's actually one of the powers I am banned from having.
Yeah, well, that's not Phoenix Wright. I'm sorry.
So this is going to be the second, this will be the second game in less than 12 months that Izzy's involved in that devolves into courtroom antics.
Oh, God.
Well, wait a minute. Let me think about this. Wasn't there a Street Fighter game where Phoenix Wright was like fighting?
Yeah,
fighting-
Marvel
There
Marvel
absolutely
Capcom
was.
3 was
Yeah.
Phoenix was in that. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I'll
also in Apollo Justice, he clearly went back in time and changed history.
We don't talk about it.
I mean, by that point, the magic powers are clearly established, so...
I will just point out for the recording that this is session 7.
Because he clearly
Session
used an
seven.
item.
You told
he
me it was
got.
Session 7 last time in the other game, and you were wrong.
Well, hopefully you
We
guys are
learned-
more here with less problems.
In my
We-
defense,
we-
in my defense in the other game, I can't count as Terran.
We have learned that Izzy can't count. That we'll just settle with that.
We knew that.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
If I lower everybody's expectations, then they won't think I'm going to do anything.
No.
If you lower expectations enough, people will just assume you're actively a problem.
Great expectations or lowered expectations. Oh my gosh, negative version of Sean's character would be lowered expectations.
Uh-huh.
So when do we go fight in the negative zone?
assuming I have a negative zone.
But yeah, so Wex, I will admit, I debated for a second being natural 20 and decided it was not worth it with the bad jokes that can come from it.
Oh, good. I think natural 20 really has to happen during a high school section in which game night introduces everyone to D&D.
I was actually thinking about if we had just a chill session of that.
What if
If you would like one like that, some of the best superhero stuff comes when no fighting happens whatsoever.
It's
Yep.
true.
Everybody is playing their character, playing a D&D
I was
character.
like, a lot of my favorite comic books are issues where there's no fighting whatsoever.
Guys, I'm sorry, I keep rolling crits and confirming.
Like if you want a good issue of something, the one-shot Marvel poker game is fantastic.
Oh, I love
That
that.
sounds
yeah.
delightful.
It's so good.
Who's involved?
Hulk, Marvel, and Wolverine, if it's the one I'm thinking of.
It's the one where Kingpin shows up.
Yeah, it's a good one.
It's just like the heroes play poker for charity like every few months, and it's just basically from Spider-Man's perspective, where like they all put in a little money and whoever wins donates it to a charity of their choice. And it's great because Spidey just talks about how everyone plays poker and like just how good they are and like how they give what they give away. Like Doctor Strange is terrible, by the way, at poker.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the Kingpin buys the information to figure out where the game is, puts down like $5 million in the pot, and actually plays to win in order to humiliate the heroes.
Yeah, because just to be a dick.
Yeah, there's no fighting. He's just like, and you're gonna let me play because there's $5 million here, and if one of you wins, you get to donate that money.
Yeah,
That's kind of incredible.
That
And
is
it's just a fantastic issue,
it's really good.
and like little things like that. That's what makes comic books great.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I think we're ready to begin. Justin may or may not show up, which is fine. In which case, I am ready. Okay, so where we left off, you guys had caused a little trouble.
I didn't do squat.
Yeah, I don't think we got caught.
We didn't. In fact, I asked our hackers to make sure that there were that no footage was recorded.
I never said you got caught. I said you caused some trouble.
Oh, yes.
You can't attribute me to anything.
I mean, I'm the GM. I'm the one above all. I know what happens.
Well, if
I
there's
like
no
the-
cops around, everything's legal.
Good laugh. Thank you for laughing, Sean, and getting the reference. You get a hero point.
This is going to be the one session where he rolls great and doesn't need it.
All right. So, we're going to say about a week has passed. Have you guys been doing anything to help your publicity situation at all?
Yep.
I know what I would like to attempt to do, but I don't know if people will let me.
Let's just go around the table and you can give me a quick what you've been up to scenario. So, Sean, let's start with you. What has 777 been up to?
What publicity?
Right. Moving on. Game night. What have you been up to?
Are there any like buildings, like children's hospitals or whatnot, being built in town after like the destruction from like the meteor fallout?
Sure. That sounds reasonable.
Sure. So I'm going to be summoning the Bob the Builder trucks and going there and helping out. And as all the kids are watching, have other summons running around playing games with them. And then at some point, all the kids are just going to be in a giant freaking aquarium with Jabberjaws and like Finding Nemo characters. But it's okay. They can breathe underwater.
You get a little negative press about some reckless endangerment. But again, overall, very positive press around game night once again.
But putting kids underwater with sharks.
It's a very obvious summon cartoon shark that sounds like Curly from the Three Stooges.
Yeah, Jabberjaws. It's like Jabberjaw.
Oh, wait,
Yeah. We'll also throw some Magikarps in there just for fun.
How do they even speak
you sure?
underwater?
Copies of a card in your deck, is he?
Huh?
You sure you want to throw in Magikarps?
I mean, I'm not going to let them evolve, But sure, we can have some Magikarps flopping around.
They're all equipped with Everstones, right?
There's so much tiny text on that effect monster, isn't there?
Oh God.
Anyways. So yeah, mostly more positive press for game night. Dice, not that you'd
Keep going. Keep going.
Yep. Okay. Gray Zone.
Not much, though. I reckon once somebody explains the concept to me, I'll probably help out their local fire department. The smother department.
I missed it at the end. I'm sorry.
Though I probably do more smothering than water fighting.
Okay. I mean, the fire department is.
I didn't ask anybody. I'd probably just show up and start punching things that are almost on fire.
Oh no!
People out of windows.
Okay, I'll get back to you on how that goes.
Excellent.
Hex.
You guys have not seen Hex in costume for the last... How long was this?
About a week.
Yeah, you guys have not seen Hex in costume for the last week. Those of you who go to school with her will have seen Alex at school, but she looks fucking exhausted and probably barely talks to any of you.
Also, Dan, because it's annoying for me to do it, are you okay if I just voice Hex out loud, your AI out loud, and as a group we all agree that only he can hear it?
That's fine by me.
Yeah, all right.
Sure, that sounds good to me.
Yeah, I mean, and we can always swap if you really need to keep it a secret.
If it needs to be really secret, I'll type it. But A, I don't really want to type it anymore. And B, if you're going to record these, like, people should at least hear what's going on.
True. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, people have been hearing when you've pulled me aside, but yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's not all about you, Dan.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so have you been doing anything specifically?
Yes, I actually sent you a message. Basically, I'm working on I'm basically doing the initial work on trying to kind of get Minerva or get the AI into a more stable state.
Okay. I mean, she works with you sort of on that. She's mostly curious about a lot of things. You know?
Yep.
And finally...
Curiosity is great, just don't mind rape people.
He doesn't understand that concept.
We're working on it.
Anyways, Iris, last up. What have you been doing / what have you been doing for public image?
So one thing Iris has at least been trying to do for the team as a whole's public image is, assuming Gray Zone is willing to get that interview to get those questions about whether or not Gray Zone understands what's going on and is like all of that stuff out of the way. Like, talk to Steve. Steve, help out with this stuff.
Nah, I'd rather not. I'm told I'm supposed to keep my identity secret, and yeah, pictures probably won't help with that.
Well, in that case, like doing more charity shows and doing a lot more obvious, just like heroing occasionally pestering a team member to join in some minor crime, fighting, but
okay, so here are how things are standing after about a week publicity-wise. Because I feel like the way this campaign's going, I just need to give you an update on this every game.
Yep.
Seems legit.
Game night is by far polling as the most liked member of your team by a long shot.
People are
wholesome, kid-friendly. Again, there's some skepticism, but of him, like in terms of competency. But for the most part, like he is easily the just most liked member of the team, and also I forgot my own NPC. Oh yeah, Logan really likes the fact that he's very easy to market and has been making a toy line of him already.
I'm going to go and buy some toys, even though I can create them.
Yeah, there's currently toys starting to be put out for you, Iris, Gray Zone. I get, yeah, that's probably it for right now. Yeah, that's it for right now.
Me making a toy out of a nano cloud is hard.
More about your appearance and consistency and marketability.
So
Iris, I mean, it's really easy to market a kangaroo, and Iris, by the way, is now perceived for the most part as your team leader.
Makes sense.
Whether that is the case or not is up to you. But as the most public figure and the one that was seen taking charge at the beginning, like, Iris is definitely seen in that light.
Oh, are there Gray Zone franchise shades?
They're testing the toy line right now first. If that does well, they'll start marketing more. I mean, this is part of being, the team that works for a company. Franchising.
Sure.
Merchandising.
Merchandising. The Spectrum flamethrower.
There is, again, more and more controversy coming up about your group, though. There's been a lot of, on those speculation, conspiracy blogs about, two members that, have, dark and shady pasts. One who's, sometimes seen as, some sort of ghost but can't be caught on camera. And some other person that just seems to be hanging around, but, no one can really recall anything about them. And, they have to be asking about, people are asking, what's the deal with this? Is Spectrum hiding something? They haven't given out their official roster yet. What are they hiding? Why don't they just give that information like a normal superhero team where this is very irresponsible of these children?
These people find themselves arrested with a gram of coke in their car. Or a pound of coke, I should say.
I'll let you do that to a couple of them, not all.
I feel like that's more on Logan than us.
Yeah.
We're not prepping the press releases.
I mean, his response is that it's still a work in progress, and some of the members are in a testing phase, stuff like that, probationary. But the public you've become more and more involved in things, and as you become more involved, you are starting to lose childhood immunity, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Dan, you're pretty neutral right now, especially since you haven't been seen for a little bit. Though the worst came a day ago. And Nick, you probably caught this. Nick and Dan are... Anyone actually pay attention to the media probably caught this, so probably not game night. There is a disaster report of a large hotel collapse. The hotel had a fire outbreak, and before the firefighters showed up, the building ended up being leveled to the ground. Most of the people got out, fortunately, but a metal kangaroo was spotted, constantly punching over walls and jumping in and dragging people out of the building. The firemen stating that the fire would have been disastrous but contained, and that this strange kangaroo, most likely Gray Zone, definitely caused more damage than he's helped.
Jesus.
Do I at least save more people?
Yeah, oh yeah, you got everyone out. The building is gone, but you got everyone out.
Good. Thank you for interpreting my intentions correctly.
Yep. Most of the people are pretty grateful that you saved, but the contractors and hotel owner is furious.
I mean, I think the contractors would be happy. They have more work.
Not the contractor, but the hotel owner is furious. The insurance company is furious.
I have an idea for a wonderful viral image that will give Logan hell. Which is one of said individuals coming up angrily to me after the whole thing is over, and I ignore everything he says and start eating his toupee.
Yep, that definitely gets a picture.
Excellent.
Can we
It is now the #1 hot meme.
We could just actually get that as a meme and just post it in one of the non-game related chats and just have people be confused.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyways, you have been summoned to the base by Logan, though, about a day after this. I assume you all respond.
Sure, yeah.
For the sake of the plot.
Yeah.
Leafy.
So, Logan shows up about 20 minutes after the last one of you arrived. He looks tired, for lack of a better word, and a little jumpy. Hey, Spectrum, how are you doing? You didn't cause any more disasters today, did you?
Hex is guzzling coffee. Nope.
I was just like, we raised another $8,000 for charity through ticket sales.
That's great. Maybe that'll dent the $100,000 lawsuit. Then that's fantastic.
I'm sorry, what's happening?
Can't you just buy the property cheap and then rebuild with the new company logo or something?
Doesn't quite work like that.
I'm discrediting your offer.
Sorry, I've been watching a lot of this show, and there's a lot of corrupt real estate developers, so I thought maybe that one was real.
I'm surprised the hotel's only suing for $100,000.
Dan, in your head, why do you consume the brown liquid?
Gross.
It contains chemicals that are not good for you. They inhibit your natural body chemistry.
Well, inhibiting my natural body chemistry is kind of what I need right now, or else I'd probably be unconscious.
I can assist with that if you would like.
Nope. I'm good.
Yes, I brought down another building! Everybody probably looks over. Game night is playing Rampage on a Game Boy.
Nice. I am pleasantly surprised that CMI asked.
GK, don't give me a heart attack like that.
What?
Logan, can you get, I don't know, statements from the people who were saved from the hotel?
I did. Look, I took care of it, but listen, Buzz Media works really fast, okay?
So, what's the lawsuit number for?
What's the what?
What's the suit for? How much?
I mean, I just said 100,000. It probably should be more, but
It should probably be at least $1 million, frankly, for a decent sized
we have
hotel.
the GM numbers here.
A couple million would make sense there, I think.
Sure, yeah, the 5 million.
There we go.
Damn.
In Seattle?
It's I've taken care of it. They've agreed to drop charges after a few hoops and after you agree to the mentor program.
To what?
Mentor program?
What was that?
Okay, yes, something. Listen,
With who?
with me. And
What about you?
well, no, that's a voice and now I'm cutting now to the door where you see 3 people entering. The first is Stardust, who is, at this point she just knows where your hideout is.
Yeah.
Firework is tailing along with her, the devoted sidekick. She spots. Actually, Dan, does she know? Are you in costume?
I'm in costume, yeah.
She spots you and waves at you.
Okay, I'll give her a polite, if somewhat tired, wave back.
And there's a third person with them.
This can't be good.
He is a very large man, probably about I'd say 6'6" to almost 7 feet tall. Big guy. Almost looks overweight, except it's very clear that most of it is like muscle. Is clearly of Polynesian descent. Wears a flamboyant, bright Hawaiian shirt, and has a very laid-back, carefree demeanor to him.
Is it Maui, demigod of the wind and sea?
No, it is not Maui.
Can it literally be The Rock?
I mean, those with appropriate skills can make some rolls right now.
No.
Yeah, I'll make a roll for this one.
What's the appropriate skill for this exactly?
You would need, I think, well-informed for this,
Yep.
which 1 or 2 of you have.
Yep.
Wait, is that based off? That is based off. Oh.
I mean, I'm gonna roll terrible, but
Would
Oh,
a-
wait.
Would an Eidetic memory boosted expertise also work?
Yes, I will allow you to make one.
Would Eidetic memory trading card games help at all?
Yeah.
No, it will not.
I didn't think
I
so.
just realized that's above PL limits. Subtract 2 from that.
Okay, it's still enough. I want to never make the rolls.
17.
I am not going to spend luck on this. I am not going to spend luck on this.
Do it.
Okay. So, for Hex, he looks familiar.
Let's see.
777, you're not entirely sure.
Yep.
But Iris, you recognize him. So this is a superhero.
Mm-hmm.
His name is Big Kahuna.
Good name.
Nice.
It's pretty on point.
Yeah, that's good branding.
Yep, he is a fairly popular and successful hero who operates out of Hawaii. He's Hawaii's probably premier superhero. Though you know from history he didn't always used to be. You actually, with that number, you recall he used to be part of a team back in maybe like 10, not that long, maybe like 7 to 10 years ago in this area, but you don't remember the details.
Gotcha. I was just thinking this up. Kahuna, long trip.
Hey, you know my name, little sister.
Of course. I can fit anyone who wants local, and especially such good work out in Hawaii.
Flattery will get you everywhere, little Wahine. I like this one.
Oh, you're that one. Okay.
Yeah, I'll let you kind of make some connections there, Sean, because of who you are.
Yeah.
So Stardust is... actually, I need to generate a random name for this guy really quickly. Give me a second.
I mean, I think you should just name him Dwayne and be done with it.
Make him what?
Dwayne.
Wayne?
Dwayne.
Rock Johnson.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or John Dwayneson.
Mr. Cena.
Mr. Cena.
No.
No, we already had John Cena in another game.
I don't see how that.
God
connects.
rest his soul.
He was the best NPC.
Mm-hmm.
We need there needs to actually be like a funeral procession version of Can't See Me.
Oh boy.
That'd be great.
Just playing on an organ.
Yeah, so Stardust is like... Narakash is like, Kehlani, that's not why we're here. You know it. He's like, all right, easy there. I get it. It's business. Same as always, huh? She sighs a little. So, I don't know if Logan mentioned it, but yes, we have my company has been keeping an eye on things, and they plus a city board vote has determined that at least on your own, you are, as a group, too unstable to be completely left to your own devices. Unfortunately, letting certain situations happen that maybe are handled better by different departments, she said, looking at Gray Zone.
Yeah, listen close, everybody.
I'm sorry, what was that? I wasn't listening. I just got to level 2.
Regardless, you are going to, for the next month, be inducted into a mentor-mentee program. This does not mean you are officially hired or nothing has changed with your official status, but you are...
Was amenity involved?
Sorry, say again, Wash?
How was amenity involved?
I still missed it, I'm sorry.
How is amenity involved?
and Hakuna just breaks out laughing. And then just kind of straight faces again. He is very much trying to keep a straight face in this and not doing a great job. Firework is also trying not to giggle a little, but Stardust shoots her a look and she just immediately sobers up. Stardust is anyway, for the next month, you will be shadowing, each of you in different times, places, and groupings, will be shadowing myself and Big Kahuna here, who has graciously been on loan from the Hawaiian government, to shadow us during heroic activities. During this time, you may perform heroics under our supervision, but you are there to mostly listen, learn, and you need to do what we say to avoid any further damage. I am sorry this is the way it is, but unfortunately, if you want to keep operating as heroes, you are going to have to do this for at least a little while. And frankly, I think you could use it. Despite my warnings, you have proven a little irresponsible. You've been putting people in unnecessary danger, and some of you have been going off on, shall we say, your own personal vendettas. She doesn't look at you, Geist, but...
Can we tell that she's talking about Geist?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
On this.
I'm sorry, but I really think that guy Tommy Pickles was cheating with a shaved-down deck last Friday.
Tommy Pickles.
just looks over at you. She's like,
I'm just imagining like a Yami and Yugi thing, but it's baby Tommy and teenager Tommy.
I don't. Please stop.
So, well, I know what my backup character concept is now. Thank you.
yeah. So, I know that this is more of an ultimatum than anything, but do you accept the conditions?
I suppose it's not the worst idea.
Trust me, this was better than the alternative.
Sounds like fun.
That's the spirit.
Yeah, Gray Zone's
I
thing
have
was
a
pretty
better
public.
problem that I'm going to have to see the contract about this.
She's like, she motions to Fireworks, who types some stuff on her personal PDA and pulls up a digital like light screen file that she just kind of swipes over to you, Tony Stark style.
Yeah, Iris is looking this over because, among other things, she does performances actively using computers.
Using what?
This is also things like if it's mostly like there are legal problems with the stuff Iris also normally wants to do.
I mean, it's very broadly worded. It's not specifically targeted against any one member of the group, but it does list things that are like actual things that someone in the group has done, or that are like concerns and like violations of like minor parts of the law that are kind of like all put together in one document with kind of a jurisdictive ultimatum about like how to handle the problem.
Does it require public appearances?
No, not specifically.
All right, I'm fine.
Just you are simply required to shadow a mentor hero assigned to you at least once a week for the next month, for no less than like I think like 6 hours for the week.
Do we get any slight veto power on who we get assigned with?
You're going to work with both of them over the month, so no.
Drivers, I'm going to say out loud, driver's ed for superheroes.
Are there any other meaningful restrictions that are are there restrictions that are showing up for what we do and how we do it?
I don't think I'm allowed to drive.
I'm going to sum it up. Who here watches My Hero Academia?
Yeah.
You're under My Hero Academia rules. You basically have a provisional license, but you defer to the big hero if they say something.
Right.
We're in the internship arc.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Does this mean we get to eat takoyaki?
Is that Night Eye or is that the short old man?
That's
Both.
Gran Torino, mostly.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
It counts. We both. Okay.
Don't remember enough of them here to remember what that is. That's okay.
You can be heroes, but like you have to defer to the mentor hero. If they tell you, do this thing very specifically or get out of here very specifically, you need to do it. Otherwise, the program is set up as, again, they'll give you again, it is designed to give you flexibility. Stardust even pretty much says like there were others that were considering a stricter regiment. We were the better alternative for you. I convinced them because I had worked with you that I could convince you of this peacefully, and that you would maybe at least listen to me when I had some things and advice to say.
Can't believe I have to go through this again. Sigh.
Again?
She looks at you for a minute and just kind of like sizes you up.
I don't think her name is on the list.
She's like, guess not.
Don't
She
think
looks like she's going to look at recognition for a second, Sean, but then nothing.
Story of your life.
Anyway,
Yay.
you can take the evening to prepare yourselves. We begin patrol tomorrow at 8 o'clock sharp. I expect you to report to, I don't know, let's say, someone give me a location that sounds nice.
Hollywood Boulevard.
In Seattle?
Wrong.
Seattle
Wrong
Boulevard.
Western Coastal attraction.
Sky Needle.
Use of moving customs thing. But Wax, there's a couple of things that I was going to bring out to say issues with this to other scheduling and prior things. Like, he's going to want to have some discussion with them about timing and stuff like that.
In response, Firework throws you another data thing that has a full track of your schedule that has been negotiated and navigated with your manager, and you are scheduled for all the times in between your appearances.
Do any of my complications have problems on that?
Do you think they do?
How many hours per week is this?
Okay, it's 6 per week total.
I'm going to say at least one of them probably does, and Iris is going to bring that up.
What's the complication for this one, Nick? Sorry, if you can type to me if you want.
Just real private for that one, Rex.
Yep.
Well, you all have fun with your babysitters. I'm going to go back and get some more rest.
I think that includes you, buddy.
Yeah, Grayson, there are several incidents here that are...
Yeah.
Yeah, but my name's not on the team roster anyway.
Yeah.
They don't even have a team roster for us yet.
Says,
Different
if
paperwork.
you have any serious scheduling conflicts, just send a revised list of the schedule back to her. Her people will run through it, and if it checks out, you'll receive the new revised schedule. Okay?
Fair enough. I'll make the adjustments for where shows and other things come up and send that over to you.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I'm going to give you guys, do you guys want to talk to any of them before they leave? And if so, I'll give you a little role play time. Otherwise, we'll zoom to the next day.
Oh, I'm still just assuming because I'm not a human, I don't have to do this.
Yeah.
No.
I'm going to pull some background details from various places on Big Kahuna.
Same.
Sure. Okay. I'll give you guys a little rundown, actually. All right?
Sounds good.
We'll just say this out loud if you guys are okay with it.
Yeah,
Sure.
I mean, don't mind
So-
sharing.
About 8 years ago, Big Kahuna and actually Stardust were both part of a team called the Avant-Garde.
Cute.
It was a team that was formed to kind of try to be a replacement to the old Legendary Legion, which was like the big OG superhero team that was like the most prominent team for nearly like 2 decades before they mysteriously disbanded in the 80s. The avant-garde consisted of 6 members. Their leader, Apollo, the only member remaining from the original Legendary Legion, who was the person who formed the team. Stardust, who at the time was a brand new hero who had just kind of come into the spotlight. Big Kahuna himself, a Middle Eastern hero named Shirako, who was used a Faucian type sword and had wind-based powers. A strange woman named Hybrid who claimed she had like this alien symbiote fused to her, and her powers were definitely weird and gross enough to maybe back that up. And finally, a strange creature called the Straw Man, who literally was like a walking scarecrow with like needles and nails through it. These guys were a pretty big team for like quite a few years. They saved, like a lot of teams, they were very influential. They were even seen to, thought to become popular and influential enough that they might replace the Legendary Legion as like the newest big team in people's minds. But all that changed with an accident that happened again about that happened, I would say, 5 years ago. Yeah, that sounds right. A terrible thing happened. An incident in, we'll say, Southern California happened where nearly an entire block of people were killed. It apparently had been some sort of villain that they were fighting who took control of Strawman, which there aren't many details on him, but the implication is Strawman was one of the most powerful members of the team and very dangerous, and had always been seen as a little unstable. And something happened, and he killed a lot of people. He ended up having to be taken away by the government because he was deemed too dangerous, and the trauma of the incident broke the team apart.
Not shot up into space.
Strawman?
Yeah.
No. You don't know. No one knows what happened to him, though.
I just didn't want to have to deal with World War Hulk.
No War Hulk here. But the rest of the team broke up and went their separate ways. Stardust ended up being hired by Exostar. Kind of came out of it as like the big hero. She actually was the reason that a majority of people didn't die in the incident. Like more people, she prevented more people from dying. Apollo was pretty grievously wounded and permanently retired due to the incident, claiming he was going to go back to Mount Olympus, though who the hell knows if that was true or if Mount Olympus exists. Apollo was an odd fellow. Shirako went back to Turkey, his homeland, where he is sometimes seen working for the Turkish government, but his allegiances are a little odd. And again, it's hard to get that information outside the U.S. or in the U.S. Big Kahuna didn't really join any team, but again, that worked for the Hawaiian state government, going home and helping make. He's Hawaii's premier superhero. He made Hawaii and the Hawaiian Islands like one of the safest places in the country. And no one knows what happened to Hybrid. Apparently, she disappeared. Then there have been rumors that she has become a dangerous vigilante since then. So yeah, there you go. That would be what is public record.
Interesting. Well, at least he No, he seems at least so. There. Aside from that big incident, there hasn't been any reports of scandal or corruption or anything of that nature.
Nothing official.
Hmm.
The entire incident is hard to get information on the specific details, but like other than that, they just have their records, since then. There isn't really much for either Stardust or Kahuna that's being hidden.
All right.
As far as we know.
So do they identify the villain who supposedly mind controlled Scarecrow?
There's a lot of details about that incident that are not there that should be there.
Turns out it was a computer program.
A little before that timeline.
A time traveling computer program.
We are not Terminatoring this.
No.
Yet.
Do you want me to activate the Terminator protocol?
No.
Please don't. Fortunately, that's all in my head.
Still very worrying.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be fine.
So yeah, do you guys have any particular RP you want to do, or do you just want to skip to the next day?
I am not the person who is good at it, but we should probably try to make sure Grayzone understands that he actually has to participate.
No.
Or this whole thing falls apart.
Hey, Grayzone, want to play some Rock'em Sock'em Robots?
Game night. There's some serious things we have to discuss this. I mean, I'm personally unhappy, but I feel like this is probably a decent way to teach a large number of things that have been concerns for other reasons.
Yeah, great games. I'll play or that. Yeah, game night. I'll play Rock'em Sock'em Robot.
Do you just punch my robot and not use the actual controller?
I'll remind Grayzone that last time that kind of ruined the game.
Does Grayzone have thumbs?
I do. We've discussed this.
Yeah.
Yeah, so game night was only really half paying attention to that meeting.
We noticed.
Yeah, we noticed.
So game night, Grayzone. Does the schedule work for both of you? Considering, well, I assume you go to school game night, and I honestly do not know whether or not what you do when we're not heroing Grayzone.
It's better that way. You want to be able to have the deniability.
I lost all of that much.
It's better that way. You may want to keep deniability.
That's not a good thing to hear when we're a superhero team.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, that's just what Logan says when I'm not supposed to be in a room.
Wait, why is Logan saying that?
Universally. Mm.
Have you not noticed that Logan's kind of a sketchy dude?
Yeah, but
A little bit.
My food, I'm good.
do I have to buy out his shares?
He's not sketchy.
We're definitely
seems
not.
like-
There's no way we're high enough to be publicly traded.
Yeah.
Probably not.
I can still buy out your contracts. I need to.
I mean, fair, but he has.
My
to
contract's
that.
through a bunch of legal loopholes anyway.
Yeah, I figured you'd be fine.
I have a contract?
It was that piece of paper you signed at the beginning.
Oh, right, yeah. That.
Yeah.
But yeah, the question remains. I certainly had some problems with the schedule. Does anyone else have problems with theirs or what's being done here?
I'm going to look at the schedule for the first time ever, Lex. When am I scheduled?
It looks pretty good. Most of it's daytime or very late at night, so it doesn't really conflict with your game tournaments.
I mean,
Awesome.
let me put it this way. It's very clear that one of them goes to school, so schedule is probably works with them, so it's going to work for us. Most of us, at least. Pointedly looks around the room at certain people.
Your statement completely goes over Game Night's head, as per usual.
Of course.
Yeah. Well, if you say so, Critical Role.
And Gray Zone, does it work for you too?
It conflicts with something on my calendar.
Do you have a calendar?
Great. We'll let them know that there's a conflict and have a suggestion to change it.
Sure, it's just doing nothing. It's my favorite.
This is gonna be good. I have boy wash, so I have a solution for this. This is gonna be
Oh, I'm looking forward to it.
There was just a look on Iron's face of arts even.
okay. Now we gotta rush forward because I need this to happen. Okay. Are you guys good to go to the next morning?
Yep.
Who shows up?
I have time for go to this morning.
I want to know who shows up.
I'm showing up. I just need to step away for a moment. IRL, bear with me.
Okay.
I
That's
mean,
You
I
gotta
show
go-
up. I show up to sign my name on the attendance slip, and then I am in invis mode.
Yeah.
You guys could just ask Game Night to make summons of you and not come.
No.
No, I'm gonna participate. I'm just gonna be in invis mode the entire time.
I do not trust Game Night to do anything with my likeness.
Oh, come on. Let me role play what he would think of you.
No.
Iris is going to show up slightly early.
Sean the player gives Game Night gives Izzy the player permission to make a clone of 777 because doesn't realize 777's still there.
Oh God.
Wash, do you show up?
No,
Perfect. Good.
I
This is
I
going to
don't
be
know what your plan is, but I just need to type to you what one of his default responses will be.
good. No, I've got this.
Okay.
Please help it, but I'm very much looking forward to this.
Game Night will appear exactly on the dot after getting launched out of a cannon, and then feather falling to the ground.
Of course.
Because Trebuchet Tortoise needs to be used more.
Okay, so
In case you all can't hear it, I am smacking my forehead right now.
I'm going to make a bouncy trampoline appear under Game Night so it doesn't break anything.
So Stardust is there. All the three of them are there, and they're like, "All right, good. Looks like, let's see, Hex Machina check, Iris check. I did see Geist for a minute. I will assume he's still here.
Nope. I mean, they're free to think that, but no.
But do you actually not? Hold on, do you not show up?
Oh no! I basically give a scribble that doesn't look anything like my name on the attendance list, and then I leave.
So Ghost was here for a second.
Yeah.
Deal with that in a minute.
I'm invisible. I'm totally invisible. That's one of my powers, for all you know.
See. Ziggy, your power specifically, you just don't show up on cameras, right?
Correct. Yes, I don't. I'm not actually invisible except on cameras.
Right. But you're out of sight right now.
Yes.
She's like, that's fine. Firework, you've got her. You've got him on the spectral frequency wavelength tracker, right? Sure thing, ma'am. Good. We'll keep track of him that way.
Oh. Interesting.
Okay. I know I saw him. What's his name? The one that doesn't seem to want to be around very much.
Critical
Triple
Role.
7, he's still here.
Tuesday. So and where's Gray Zone?
Give me a moment to check, I guess. I'm going to see if I can find Gray Zone.
I assume Gray Zone's back at the zoo.
Yep.
Doing nothing.
Netflix.
I'm assuming I find Gray Zone.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
A moment. Iris takes a bow and poofs away in a giant pink explosion.
Okay.
Gray Zone?
She does that a lot.
Is Gray Zone asleep?
No, I'm watching Netflix.
Grayzone, we need to go to the patrols and training.
Yeah, I told you to have fun.
This is actually an important thing for making sure the other heroes don't think that we're dangerous and can't be worked with.
Logan's made it very clear I'm legally speaking not a part of the team.
Okay.
Are you still in radio communication with the NPCs?
I mean, Iris has her phone and her headset.
Yeah.
Hey,
Iris,
Iris, come in.
report.
What's going on?
What's Gray's? This is a Stardust West. What's Grayzone's status?
Conscious, trying to figure out something else right now.
We don't have time for this. Bring him here.
Grayzone, are you willing to come on patrol with us anyway? No matter what Logan says about it.
I mean, Wally, they're just gonna babysit you?
I missed what that word was.
He's just gonna babysit you.
They're going to try to explain more about some of the other things that we were talking about before, about like when destroying property and things like that are seen as justified.
Oh, there were lives on the line. Was that not?
I completely agree with what you did. Like, if there was no way out besides breaking a wall to save someone, then you break the wall to save someone.
Well, yeah, then if they're going to try and teach me something different, then where would I go?
They're going to try and teach you. They're going to try and teach you other ways to think about that, and also accepting doing this means that they'd be more willing to help us if we need help. Otherwise, we're going to be left on our own.
Well, they pretty much left us on our own last time, so...
Do you mean with the Outbackers?
Yeah.
Technically speaking, a different hero team took over, and they were, quote, trying to help. It turns out they were really bad. The other hero team was really bad, but I don't think that Stardust or Big Kahuna are like that. At the very least, if we're still in the city and they're still on our side.
Well, how do you know they're on our side?
Could not hear that one either.
How do you know they're on our side? Seems like all they've done is try and push us out of things and give us more restrictions.
They try and push us out of things because they think we're young, uncontrolled, and likely to mess things up more than leaving it to adults would be. I'm aware kangaroo age is weird. I have no idea what your age would be equivalent you would be for a human.
Somewhere between 14 and 40.
Okay, well, that makes you probably either the youngest or the oldest.
It's not a question, but go ahead.
Doing this,
So important to you. You don't want to sit through this thing either.
doing this will hopefully convince them that we aren't reckless or liabilities, and then they'll stop pushing us out of the way for tough things.
But then we'd just be building on a false premise.
Or I couldn't get either. I'm not sure what's up with your mic or my mic or my speakers.
Yeah, I can hear him just fine.
Same.
But then we'd just be building on a false premise.
And I think most of us are actually pretty simple, all things considered, even though we don't look it. We just have to convince them we am.
Nick, you hear a voice in your mic again. Iris, what's the problem?
I'm talking to my teammate, Stardust. Is there a time we have to absolutely be there to start?
We promptly were assigned to start at 8 o'clock. You need to stick to the schedule. And you hear a voice interrupt. Easy. Let me handle this. Hey, brother. Wahini. Put on your friend there. Put me on speaker.
Sure. Gray Zone. Big Kahuna. Speakerphone on.
Hey, I'm Maku. How come you were not out with us, eh?
Well, I'm not part of the team, so don't have to go.
Not part of a team. From the way it looks to me, your team seems to be like a family of sorts, eh? Your team is like your family.
There's an analogy to be made. But, yeah, paperwork, not on the team. The agreement was for Spectrum, right? And the deal was for team members?
I don't worry about paperwork very much. Not something I look at. But I do think you should come along, because I do think I've seen some of the footage. You're quite a strong one, aren't you? But you got some things to learn. Maybe we could teach you, eh?
Saving people bad, property good.
Tell you what. Let Iris bring you to me. And I have a proposition for you. But I'd like to say it in person. Eh? It's very impersonal over the phone.
Grayson, if you don't want to do it after you're there, I can bring you back without any problems.
One thing first. Sure, I'll give it a shot. Where were we supposed to report to? Can you point it out on this map? I just want to be able to get the trajectory right if I want to get back.
If someone points it out to you, you'll be able to figure it out.
Well, all right, trust me.
I'll point it out.
All right, so you teleport there?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Oof. Back.
So you appear, and Kahuna sees you, walks over, and claps you on the back jovially. There you are, eh? So, this is Nakamaku. Here's what I say. I think you have a lot to learn, but regardless of paperwork, I'm not here for any of that. I'm here because I see some kids who I think could learn a thing or two. After all, we hear Big Hero's been in the game long, eh? Maybe you pick something up from us old timers. So here's what I propose.
You mean like this?
Otherwise or otherwise. Yeah.
How does this help?
Prove to me you have nothing to learn. Give me a show of your power. You can beat me. I'll not only leave you alone, but you don't have to do any of this mentoring program, eh? Stardust is like, no, wait, come on, you can't. Hold up. You can beat me one-on-one. We drop all this, eh? You don't have to go through mentoring program. None of your friends do. You operate as you wish. But I beat you. And I show you still got a few things to learn, eh? And maybe you listen to old Big Kahuna here, huh?
You are speaking my language. Approximately.
That's what I thought. But if you fight like I see you fight, we can't do this here. We need somewhere less people. Wahini, you think you can find a place for us, eh?
Would you prefer a mountain, a forest, or some plains?
Oh, I don't think there's going to be much of anything left there when we're done. So, the least ecological damage. I don't want to be hurting no animals, at least none that least none that aren't challenged me for it.
Yeah, you won't be.
All right, I'll see what I can do for. Oh, that's much more further south, but place that's reasonably safe for them. Does anyone else want to come along?
Sure.
Yes,
Sorry,
please.
this counts toward our time, right?
Might as well.
Stardust just looks exasperated. She's like, I don't. Fireworks, like, maybe.
Great. Let's go.
All right. Iris is going to snap in and take everyone who wants to come along with. There's a big sandy plain that she can tell no one's near and it doesn't feel like someone's farm.
All right, fair enough. All right, so yep, you're in a pretty big area. There isn't anyone for like there isn't another person for at least a mile around.
Sit.
Yeah, okay.
Hey.
So he's like, so Big Moon is like, the great outdoors, eh?
Stay.
Little dry from what I'm used to, and a little colder though, eh?
Stay.
Probably for you too, eh, Akamaku?
Is that me?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sit.
Well, as a fellow, if I heard right, resident of an island nation, yeah, I'm used to slightly warm weather.
Still, it's a beautiful day for a fight, huh? So, you want to throw first punch?
Well, if that gets it over with sooner.
All right, he vouches the rest of you. Stardust, Stardust, you mind making sure that nothing happens to kids? She's like, Kalani, I can't believe I'm endorsing this. Relax. You'll all work out, eh? She's like, fine. And she kind of waves her arm, and like a sheen of crystal dust seems to shimmer in the air all around you guys. All right, now that they're safe, show me what you got, Akamaku.
Fist punch?
Mm-hmm.
All right. It might take me a second to set up.
Take your time.
Fair enough. I will walk over, reach out, and touch Big Kahuna.
Okay. Oh, for like kind of a gloves type thing?
Yeah.
All right.
And then, after doing that, I will immediately, and this probably won't work, but attempt to throw Big Kahuna in the air as high as I can, and then wind up a punch to hit him on the way down.
Okay. Make an attack roll. I hope everyone's okay with this turn of events, by the way.
Yeah, no, I'm cool.
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
grabbing, but
Because I haven't said what his powers are yet.
oh, I know. So let's see, 12 plus Big Kahuna. Let's see, what's basic?
Probably write some very fast stats for him. I know what he does.
Yeah, looks like it's a. Few. Why is that? I'm trying to figure out how to auto-calculate it. So. Because I'm going with the 12, and I'm trying to figure out exactly what this rolled.
Let me take a look.
Sorry.
It says you got a total 22?
No. I rolled the d20 above it because I couldn't. And then I was trying to do the auto-calculator to double-check what my modifier should be, but it didn't.
Okay, I think you...
Well, your punch check has you rolling a 12 anyway, so.
Oh, okay.
That shouldn't be that high, I think.
Oh, yeah. Yep, 12. No, sorry, 22.
Okay, you will hit.
Not the best hit. Yeah.
And you're going for a throw, specifically, right?
Yeah. Get him off the ground in case that's a thing of power, and then punch him for real on the way down. This is just for distance.
Okay, so
This is straight eat.
you just grab him and hurl him straight up in the air.
Mm-hmm.
He looks a little surprised, and then you can't see the look on his face at all as he flies a mile in the sky. Who has high perception senses right now?
Yo.
Anyone that thinks they can perceive him fairly accurately, please make a perception. I will give you some secret information.
Wex, summon at the beginning of this in my thing.
God damn it, because you know I know how to play this too.
I know.
Hold on.
What are you doing?
Again.
I want to get a closer view of this fight if it's going to happen a mile in the sky.
That wasn't even what I was talking about.
Oh boy.
I rolled a natural 19 and got a 28.
Cool.
I got a total of 30.
I
I
need to.
don't have enhanced perception. I have a good perception score, but I don't have
No,
enhanced.
you need enhanced for this because you got to detect him a mile up.
Yep.
Yeah, I have. This was the big one, Wex.
Hold on. I got to put Izzy's dumb NPC in.
You brought this on yourself for telling him to do this.
Yeah, I know. Really?
He can change his.
Hey there, it's my TV here for the biggest fight of the century! The Metal Kangaroo versus the man from Hawaii! Who's gonna win? Who's gonna even watch my ratings? Let's find out!
Oh my god.
I'm gonna look at Iris and go, you know, you could have just told me I could get to punch somebody, and then I start winding up.
I suspected, but didn't assume.
Deary dear.
That's enough.
That might be my food.
So, yes, Izzy, you're welcome. You're making me play Mike TV. I hate that character.
Can I have control over Mike TV, please?
1 minute.
Oh,
That character.
Wow.
He's easily the most annoying character on Reboot.
Yep. Most
Yeah.
definitely.
And he's also one of the most iconic.
Unfortunately.
You're not
Okay,
wrong.
so yeah, you two, I'm just going to post this in our shared chat from a day or two ago.
oh, I didn't get it.
So there you go, you got some information. Okay, so you made a 19?
Natural 19. It was 28 total.
Nice. So as he's falling, he throws his arms out, and you just like do a stretch punch.
Mm-hmm.
It goes straight through him.
Huh. Interesting.
And I assume the punch snaps back.
Yeah, it would. And probably does that anime thing where it forces me into the ground for a bit.
For a second. Now, again, perception people, you notice it snaps back, and right as soon as he does that, the hand passes back through Big Kahuna. He positions himself in sort of like a wrestler arm drop, and you notice he's accelerating faster.
Sidestep.
Dan, you can analyze things, right?
Yup.
I'm going to post something to you.
Oh, good lord.
Depending on what the thing is, I
Actually,
can do.
I'm just going to give this to both of you because you'll be able to sense the same thing. So yeah, there's some information for you.
I don't know if I have enough time to react, but if he's grabbing onto my arm and continuing towards me.
Oh no, he's following your arm down to your PB.
Okay, he's drafting. Got it.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh, that's a good.
You got his power now?
That's in character, by the way.
Oh, good.
No, in character. Yeah, this is fascinating.
Mike, what's happening? I can't see.
Oh, the humanity! The hand went right through him! Is the fight over? I can't bear to watch!
I'm going to assume that he's going to smash down onto me, and I'm going to attempt to prepare to jump out of my way with my tail and grab the ground somewhere else so I can, like, double springboard into him when he lands.
You must use your hero point to do this.
Oh, done. This is not going to succeed. It's just going to look cool.
Essentially, I'm going to let you make a skill check, and if you roll high enough, I'll let you dodge out of the way.
Okay, skill. Does athletics work?
I will let you use athletics for this.
Excellent. 32.
Yeah, I'll let you do this. So that's your one hero point dodge.
Yeah.
So you jump right out of the way. You actually feel as he's nearing you, Wash, the air is rippling with like the force of something very big coming at you. And you jump out of the way as what feels like a meteorite hits the ground. Like I need dodge checks, just everyone to stay on your feet.
I choose to fail. Give me my hero point.
You don't get a hero point for that, is he? Nice try.
Hey, the thing is, what actually helps me here?
What?
Does evasion trigger here?
Yes,
Yeah, I was like,
Okay.
evasion might help.
it does. And again,
Alright.
this
So,
is mostly flavor.
to clarify, I'm in the air. Do I also need to make this roll?
No, if you are still in midair.
Oh, yeah, and then I'm grabbing the ground and I'm going to try and kick him in deeper.
Okay. Yeah, the dust is clearing. He looks fine, by the way. He's smiling, in fact.
I'm hoping I can get him in the back through the dust.
All right. Yeah, it's effectively your turn, so give me an attack roll.
Oh. 26.
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
Is that it?
I feel like your rolls are rolling higher than they should be.
Yeah, I'm using the
Oh, you're using all out to be more accurate?
yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, 26 will hit him.
Oh, cool.
What is the save I have to make?
Let's see. On this, because all out attack. So, oh god, what is it? It's 15 plus effect rank, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so 23. Yeah, that's the trade-off. Ooh.
So yeah, you describe your blow.
As he stands up and is smiling, not that I can see because I'm behind him, I land double feet, full-on clown shoes first on the back of his head, and face plant him into the crater he just made side.
I'll let you face plant him, but ow! That was like kicking a wall when you're not metal.
Huh.
That really hurt.
Interesting.
Make a toughness save versus 16.
Oh, that's easy.
I know it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you make it, but ow!
I rolled not a 3 or less.
He just kind of lifts himself out of the dust and like cracks his neck. That was a good blow. Oh, Akamaku. Not good enough, though. My turn. And he springs forward. Nick and Dan, he does the thing again. And then, like, so almost impossible. He like leaps forward, closing far more distance than you would think he would be able to. And then at the last second, again, Nick and Dan, I think you know what's happening here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what's happening here.
He bounced forward, almost lighter than a feather. At the very last second, his fist seems to almost like there's a quality to him while he's in the air. He almost seems a little not ethereal, but like there seems almost a lesser quality to him. And then at the last second, something about him seems to solidify again. It's very hard to put your finger on what it is, and his punch comes right at you, Wash.
I try and give him the knuckles again if I have an option.
What?
I try and give him the knuckles again if I have an option.
The not like what? Hit him back?
Yeah. Well, like yeah. It's just
At this point, since you're out of a hero point, it's going to just be It's going to be turn for turn.
Yeah, I know. It's flavor. I like stunting. I don't always need mechanical advantage out of it.
Okay, fair enough. Let's see. So yeah. Oh, I need to actually figure out what's this hit. Let's see. Wash, does a 16 hit you?
Yeah.
Okay.
By 1.
Okay. I need you to make. I need to math for a minute. DC 35 toughness save.
Wow.
Oh.
We're punching out of our weight class.
No. I think I only have a plus 13 to that, so no. I wasn't even going to be able to make that.
Wash, you are unconscious.
Wow.
He literally just like bounced forward and just crashes his fist into your face. And it's like a DBZ shockwave.
Okay, cool.
And you just hit the ground and black out.
Yep.
Damn.
Like,
I think we
I
need
did
to
also
turn
roll
around to our
5.
teammates.
and like, there's just like you clearly would be blown away if Stardust didn't have that shield in front of you guys.
If
Out
you
of
want,
curiosity, how many power points did these people get to spend?
On the GM, I can spend as many as I want.
Oh,
true.
good. Yeah.
I have no limits on my characters. The only limit I act is with PL. And yeah, you were punching out of your weight class.
Oh, yeah, I'm fully aware. Just happy
Rex, if you want from the shockwave, you could have Mike just get flattened against the back of the thing and just desummon.
Yeah, Mike's like, ah! It's like, oh well, I avoided that, and then just a rock hits him and desummons him.
I'll wake up in a bit. I will be amused if being KO'd keeps me from having to go through the lecture regardless. Continue.
You actually, Wash, you come to with Kahuna himself, like patting down your bruises, and he has a thing of water for you.
Much obliged.
You all right there? Did not mean to hit you so hard.
I did start it.
It's not a problem.
I will check on wherever the spot I made contact with. Right, back of his head.
Nothing. No mark.
Okay.
It's like, it's not a problem, Eamaku. You prove you're strong, eh? I felt that blow a little bit. Long time since someone can make me feel something when I'm dense like that.
Huh.
Hmm.
Curious.
I'm keeping my first guess.
I could change one of my complication things or motivations to something that only restricts.
Iris, density manipulation or
Not even close.
Density or mass, one of the two.
Are you talking about my power here? I'll happily just tell it to you, eh? I got no secrets. I can control my own personal density.
Yep.
Oh, I thought you said density. I thought you said destiny.
No, density.
Makes me hard as a rock when I need to, and light as a feather otherwise, eh?
Okay.
Phrasing.
You got a nice trick there too with that metal body, eh? And those spring arms. That is something else, brother.
It's not just the arms.
Yeah?
I'll bounce on the tail a little bit. This is why you didn't see the backup coming.
That makes sense. I gotta admit, hard to do trick I did, eh? You're much more mobile than I am. You should use that to your advantage. I'm not able to go many places when I'm super dense.
I mean, if you ever need a lift, I could probably throw you pretty far when you're not.
I'll take you up on that. That'd be a good... See, that's the type of team maneuver you need to be practicing with your friends, eh? That's what I'm saying. You gotta use your strength, Sakamaku. Stardust is like, well, now that unnecessary display of masculinity is over, can we please...
In an hour, I guess our time's up.
Oi, woman!
That was like 5 minutes!
Game Night is actually going to start laughing because Game Night remembers that Gray Zone is female.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't tell.
Yeah.
Gray Zone hasn't corrected yet.
Yeah, I tried to.
Oh, did you? I'm having trouble.
Oi, woman!
Apologies, Wahini. I meant no disrespect. I'm not very good at judging pretty lady kangaroos such as yourself.
Why is everybody we meet hitting on me? It's very confusing.
Just a compliment. Don't worry about it. It's a good thing where I come from.
It's not you, it's a trend. I don't know what's going on.
Anyways, we should probably split into our groups. So we have a basic patrol itinerary today. Nothing fancy. We're going to go on some patrol routes through town for about 2 hours. We'll sign off with you. We'll have a little just discussion, and then we'll meet again later in the week. Sound good?
Sure.
Sure.
All
Where's the manatee?
All right. She looked over. Hex Machina, Geist, and Iris, you are with me.
People not hear me?
Still not there.
We can
No,
hear
we
you.
can hear you.
Okay, sorry. I was told it went in and out for at least one person, so sorry about that.
No, you're here.
Yeah.
Ma'am, Geist is still back in the city. Well, we'll track him down later. And maybe we can have a conversation with Iris about this. He looks at Iris while we're on patrol. I guess that leaves Gray Zone, Game Night, and Lucky and 777 with me, eh?
Cool.
Come on, let's show you the ropes. Iris, Wahini, you mind taking us back, eh?
Sure. Back to exactly where we were. Do you want a different drop off?
Oh, we can walk from there. It does body good.
Poof.
All right, you're all back.
God, I hate
Yep.
muscle brown freak.
What did you say?
Mother was just like.
Game Night hears none of that. Game Night's going to ask Gray Zone if she needs some healing.
I'm not sure. Do I?
A little bit couldn't hurt. You would need a little more time to recover if Game Night doesn't give you a hand.
Do you have anybody that can buff out a dent?
Okay, I'm putting him back. Give me 2 minutes on the internet.
Okay. So let me ask as a group. I am going to do some splitting of groups for a little bit. Which group would like to go first? I will bounce back and forth a little bit.
Quite a while, so I'm good to step back for a bit.
Okay, so let's have Hex, Iris, and Stardust, and Firework go, and we'll have a little conversation.
All right.
All right.
Cool.
So she's like, "Come on, we're on patrol. I have a route very carefully scheduled for us. Are either of you able to fly?"
I can functionally fly.
That's a very awkward form of flight if it's what you're talking about. Here.
Um,
What about you, Hex Machina?
Not at all.
Very well.
it's something that I've also been working on with Rayzone, but Iris is going to go in a direction and then go in a different direction fairly quickly. It is obviously not super controlled, or just teleport.
Like, rule 1, Iris. You don't. Not all. You do not. You want use your team's resources effectively. And she kind of snaps her fingers, and an aura of stardust comes from her hand, swirls around in the air, and Hex and Iris, it swirls around both of you. You now both have flight temporarily.
Sounds good.
So are we consciously controlling the flight, or is Stardust controlling the flight?
She could control it. She is giving control to you.
That is a fascinating power.
So let's see. I needed to check something. So yeah. Right. So you, the four of you fly off. Let's. Well, Big Kahuna's like, that fight took a lot out of me, eh? And you too. I say we first thing on hero duty, never hero on an empty stomach. Who wants a hot dog?
Sigh.
What about you, brother? In the armor there, you want a hot dog?
I'd love a hot dog.
Good, my treat, eh? Come on, I know a great place.
Is it far?
Oh, it's right around the corner. We'll come back to you guys in a little bit. So let's deal with again Stardust. And this again is going to be very kind of open role play for a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, which group am I with? I may have lost track.
You are with
You're in Kahuna's group, so you're with us. So we're not
okay.
yet.
Cool.
you guys are getting hot dogs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm buying for everyone on that group.
Kahuna says he's got it.
So you get them. You get them.
But we'll talk about that when we get to you.
Yep.
All right, Nick, need to read something real quick. You posted me earlier.
Also, I'm just going to say I summon a mechanic to buff out Wash's dents before unsummoning them.
Yep.
This is your mechanic, Wash. In general.
Okay. Where is it?
General coming up soon.
Oh, is it the general?
Oh, it's Gadget.
No, I don't see the.
It's in general.
It's in the general text.
Oh, sorry, I misunderstood. Oh, that, yeah.
So, yeah, I guess I'll start this out. So Stardust is flying with you guys. Fireworks like, hi Hex, how are you doing?
Fine. A little tired, I guess. Big projects and stuff, you know.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't really get to like talk or anything before. It's really nice to be able to work with you.
Yeah, you too. Yeah, I guess we kind of just had that one crazy time during the whole alien spaceship incident.
Yeah, I mean that was a little crazy. By the way, you two are flying a little further back. Nick, you're going to be flying up with Stardust.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry we couldn't help you more there. Like, our hands were... Miss Stardust says our hands were kind of tied in the whole thing.
Yeah, there were some ulterior obligations there.
I mean, I know it seemed a little weird, but, like, I think that's just how it is, right?
Doesn't necessarily have to be, but for the moment, that's kind of where we're at.
I know, but, like, that's the rules right now. And, like, I don't think they're always great, but, I mean, rules exist for a reason, right?
Maybe, but if a rule's not right, then you have to. You can't really fix things without making an effort to change it.
I mean, isn't that why we're superheroes, though? Like, we're trying to help.
True, we help, but if we're not looking at the bigger picture, we're going to limit how much good we can do long term.
Doesn't some of that involve breaking the law, though? Like Miss Stardust says, if you want to get things changed, you got to do it legally.
I'm not saying I entirely disagree, but if you get to a point where the ones who make the laws are the ones causing the problems, or the laws themselves are allowing the wrong people to get away with things.
I mean, I know that can happen, but like, there's good people out there. We just got to do what we can and have faith in the system. It'll work out.
I wish I could believe that.
Oh,
I don't think it's a bad thing that you do, but
I guess I don't know. She's cut her line of inquiry short. Clearly, she's hiding information. Do you want me to start the invasive memory extraction protocols?
Nope, don't do that.
Don't do what?
This is gonna be
I'm not crazy. You're crazy.
I'm just a kid. Life is a nightmare.
No, that command prompt is internal. I'm not actually saying that out loud.
I'm sorry, did you say something?
No, just keep your eyes open. Don't be afraid to question things.
I guess so. Speaking of eyes open, I see you use some the nanotechnology and like some sort of scanner on your system. How do you get the frequencies correct for infrared? And she starts science jargoning stuff you totally understand. And I'm going to let you guys science jargon at each other for a little.
Science jargon.
Blinded me with science.
Meanwhile, up front, I am sorry about this, Iris.
I have tried to explain some of these things to my team members, so I'm not really surprised that this happened.
Unfortunately, trying isn't always enough. You understand that, right? I know that maybe you aren't an official leader of the team, but the public perceives you as such. And from what I've seen, you might be the best suited for the job.
You might be right at that regard, but we're also really a loose collection. We don't have a structure or orders, and people can just sort of do whatever, as seen by Geist.
Yeah, we'll talk about him in a minute. You understand how this can be a problem, though, right? Listen,
I do.
before I was a superhero, I was a military pilot. I came from a place where rules and structure are important. I still think they're important. Without them, without a chain of command, without accountability, things fall apart, Iris. What we do isn't always great. It isn't always glamorous. And sometimes there is red tape and bureaucracy that I honestly wish I could shove a crystal spear through. But it is the law. And we have to uphold our principles with that. If we break them, if we step outside the law, we are no better than the criminals we fight.
I can't agree with that at all. Come back. Yes, there's the law. The law is important. It tells people what needs to be done, but the law also has so many places that just let people get off scot-free.
It also protects people and keeps people safe as well.
It does.
You can't just pick and choose laws. You can't just pick and choose what you like and what you don't. If you don't like something, fight to change it. But still fight within what is right. You can't just go off the handle. We have to be held accountable. Do you realize if I wanted to, I could probably destroy this entire city myself? I couldn't do it all at once, but I definitely could. I suspect any one of us could do that. You know what the government calls us and some of their documents?
I actually have no idea. I haven't seen any of those.
PODs. People of mass destruction. We are weapons, Iris. And if we are left unchecked, if we are left untrained to our own devices, to our own whims, our own hormones, kind of giving you a look, then we are just a time bomb that will hurt someone. Only by training, only by keeping ourselves in line, following protocols, following rules, and working within the system can we make meaningful changes and help do more good than harm.
And what about the times when the people who are causing harm are the ones also writing laws?
Then go into politics. Change it from that end if you feel strongly about it. It's not always.
Actually, here's a question.
Yeah.
Has there ever been in setting, is there a sitting representative who openly has powers anymore?
Some people have run. They've been scandaled out before they ever got there because of said conflict of interest I just mentioned.
Yeah, Iris is going to list each of those names. It's something I've thought about. I don't think it's likely to work.
Maybe not. But it doesn't mean you don't try. It doesn't excuse breaking the rules. But this is a philosophical point. We may not come eye to eye on that right now. I'm more concerned right now than you and your team at least get some basic training and understand consequences. For example, currently I have a team member who is off loose in the city who is disregarding this entire system. I know you can deny all you want, and legally you can, but I know for a fact he tried to sabotage, what did I call it last time?
Watanabe Industries.
Watanabe Industries. You want
You
to
know what they're trying to do?
with a tech genius on your team, she says, looking back at Firework.
Do you know what they were trying to do?
We have some idea. But I also know your friend didn't go in entirely just to stop that. He went in to burn that company to the ground in any way he could. You understand that company, despite what the upper management has people employed with it. They have businesses. There are people affected when something happens to that business. I think if someone does something at the upper levels, yes, they should be prosecuted. But going about it the way you did, reckless. It could have hurt people. What if somebody would run into someone on the way? What if you had to deal with a guard? What if you hadn't been able to handle it and something did get loose? We still don't know the full ramifications of whatever you did in there. And legally, I'm not allowed to know because we don't know you actually did it.
Legally, I know you're not allowed to know any of this. I did the best I could to make sure that that none of the regular employees were implicated. Stopping the rest of my team from just breaking through the walls was hard.
Sometimes intentions aren't good enough. You can have all the good intentions in the world, and if people get hurt, and if your team goes loose, then those good intentions don't mean anything. She puts her hand to her ear, and her communicator says something. Blinks. It's like, Listen, we don't have time to chase guys down. If you can contact him. We have to go. There's a something. I gotta figure. Hold on, Nick. Give me 1 second. I should have this ready. Yeah. There's been there's an incident happening at a local tech firm. Apparently, it's under attack. We need to go.
Sounds good. Give me a second. I try to give people privacy, but 1 minute. Iris is just gonna go try and find Geist.
Okay.
Dude.
Make a roll. You have -5. Geist is hard to find when he's always hard to find.
Yep.
It's always hard to find. I have -5. I'm guessing 16 would not do it.
You're not sure? Yeah, not with that.
Does my tracking matrix pull anything up?
You can't track him. You've been over
What?
Well, I can't track him, but I was able to get the ping.
That 26 Wex
for tracking.
for finding Geist.
Yeah, with that number, you get it.
Alright, you should agree. Give me 5 seconds. Iris is just going to make sure it's not dangerous, and then poof to where Geist is.
I'm probably in a random warehouse somewhere on my laptop, just doing the work.
Tap on the shoulder. There was no poof sound when Iris appeared.
You don't tap on a shoulder, your hand just goes
your hand just goes right through me.
Tap on the laptop.
Officer through it.
Yeah, while I'm touching it. So, how's the probation going?
I'm not even going to have this argument. There is an incident where someone's being attacked. You should join us.
Is Little Miss Red Tape going to be there?
Yes, we're going to have a hero who has far stronger and more versatile powers than many of us there to assist with whatever the calamity is. It's a tech company.
The eyebrows sort of raise there, and I go, "Oh, well, you should have led with that." And I'll close up and head with him.
When you pop back in, did you tell him it was a tech company?
I told him it was a tech company after I told him that he needed to help people.
Yeah, you should have led with that.
I'm trying to believe in the best in people.
The tech company is the-
Hey, to be fair, you guys told me this is what you wanted as a game, ethically.
Yep.
Out of character, this is great.
I'm crafting the game.
In character, boy, is Iris frustrated.
Hey, look, Geist is thinking long term, that's all.
All right, we're going to pause that group and head back to group hot dog right now.
Would anybody like some relish on their dog?
Yeah, you guys are sitting down at a little hole-in-the-wall hot dog joint.
What even are standard toppings for hot dogs in Seattle?
Oh, I can answer that because Seattle dogs are one of my favorite hot dogs. Legitimately, get this. This is totally out of game. This is real. A Seattle dog involves a hot dog with mustard, sauerkraut, grilled onions, and cream cheese.
Yep.
I will
That's
eat
the
all
other
that.
I was
except
all
for cream
about
cheese.
it until you said
No,
cream
it's-
cheese.
Honestly, the cream cheese is the most enticing part of that.
It's really, by the way, try one. It's really good.
The cream cheese will give me the shits for days.
Cream cheese, thank you. Just good shit.
Out of game. He orders you Seattle dogs.
What do you mean? I slid my my card in and paid for it before you could do anything.
If you insist, little brother. He's at the so.
I
He's
don't
up
look
there
out
with
for my
you.
team well enough, so might as well.
Thank you.
Not trying to make up for something, eh?
No,
You knowingly.
nope, definitely not.
No? That why you haven't settled on the name yet?
Nope, just haven't found the right image yet.
Little advice there. You don't have to do it. I hope you're not doing this to impress your parents.
Nope. I'm doing it because I want to just do this.
Good. He smiles. I know they can be a little overbearing on you. Yeah, I remember you. That party a few years ago, eh?
I prefer not to remember that party. Thank you very much. Definitely don't want to remember that party.
I only remember bits and pieces. Then a little bit of the drinking happened, eh?
What happened at the party?
Oh, no, this is all at the stand here. This is all up at the front counter.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Let's
Oh,
just
human
say, by the end of it, people's attire were as if they were all drunk for the entire night.
That was funny. Still, let me ask you. Why are you taking so many strides to hide yourself? You're on this team. You really want to do this, but...
Well, because I want to prove I can do this on my own, and if word gets out that where I actually am, I know that I'm going to be called back in. So
Maybe.
I feel like these guys have some promise.
They do. I wouldn't be here if I didn't think that.
Yeah,
But I gotta say, your kangaroo friend there can take a punch.
Yep. I mean, they haven't had to take my punch yet, but yeah, I know they can take a punch.
Well, please, not that. I still don't know if I could take your punch, and I really don't want to find out. Still,
Yeah.
at some point, little brother, you got to be able to figure out who you want to be. Yeah? You're always trying to shuffle your image and always stay in the background till you're ready. Never going to happen. You're never going to be ready. Sometimes you just got to take a leap of faith and go.
Or I can just work behind the scenes for my team, put them center stage.
He's not. You could. If that's what you feel your strength is, then go for it, little brother.
I mean, listen, we have a good potential leader in Iris. We have some very marketable heroes here. If they were a little bit more, had a little bit more common sense.
At this point, you guys are walking back to the table with the hot dogs.
Yep.
So everyone else can join the conversation.
Yep. As I said, I think we have the foundations of a pretty good team. Got a lot of bases covered. It's just we're not quite there yet. So hopefully we can all learn something from this little mentor-mentee program thing here.
You guys,
You're back at the table, yes.
you guys probably come back to hear Game Night expositing to Grey Zone how cool that fight looked.
Oh, I'll hear somebody talk about me. Sounds fun.
Yeah. Well, you did like
All right. Well, at the insistence of Big Kahuna here, Seattle dogs for all of you guys. Enjoy.
These are the best.
You see Game Night squash the hot dog in between the slits on his helmet.
Gross.
That's grotesque.
That looks uncomfortable there, brother.
It's fine. It's delicious.
It's okay, Game Night. I already know what your face looks like.
You can really taste the canine. The dingo.
Wait, what?
I'm thinking we finish eating here, and then we take a little tour of the city, eh?
Sure. That sounds fantastic.
It's your city, right? Why don't you show me around?
I was hoping you were going to say that.
Oh, no. You had to give him that lead in.
I have our ride.
Something. Izzy, what's the ride?
He's in my thing.
Just post it in general. I'm not putting that in. I'm not putting that in the program.
There's a few questions. Okay, yeah, that was one of the options.
You know that I know all these, so I'll do the voices for them.
Oh, don't. Our ride will be coming around in just a second.
Oh, God.
So you finish up the hot dogs, and you hear a screech outside, and just... We're here, up here.
Oh my god, really? Really?
Well,
The voice is so stupid.
Why have you done
well,
this?
I'm gonna continue supporting from the shadows, guys.
Nah, we gotta look at this thing. It's colorful, eh? See, here's the thing. Lesson number 1. I watched some of the footage, and Stardust and I have talked about it. You all do your own thing, but your own thing isn't always working together with each other. You want to be a team. You want to be good heroes. You got to learn teamwork. You got to learn to work together. Even if that means riding around in a weird cartoon car, eh? Isn't that right, cartoon car?
He's not a weird cartoon car. He's a friend, right, Speed?
Yeah. Friend, yeah.
You can be more than one thing at the same time.
You'd be surprised how many people fit this thing in the actual cartoon.
Yeah.
Side note, while I'm thinking about it, there's another reason you should watch that new Scooby-Doo show, because there's an episode where all of the old shows end up in the same place, and all of the sidekicks from them have to work together to find their respective gangs.
Which new Scooby show is this?
Or it's not new.
The
It's
3D one?
from like 7-8 years ago.
Oh, Incorporated, you
right
mean?
after that,
Yeah.
Wash, did you know that the new Scoob movie is setting up a Hanna-Barbera cinematic universe?
I heard that. I heard it is, and I heard the movie's terrible.
Yep.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, no, Izzy. The team is Scooby-Doo, Jabberjaw, Speed Buggy, the Funky Phantom, and Captain Caveman, and I could not make that shit up.
That is ridiculous. That is absolutely bonkers.
It really is.
Who was the second to last one you said? The Phantom?
The Funky Phantom? You don't
The
remember
one
that?
that's like Snagglepuss, having some Megatroid with him.
Yeah. It was basically Snagglepuss, but he was a ghost.
From the Revolution.
Oh, nope, I did not see this one. Wow.
Nobody did, but he is one of the more ridiculous sidekicks, so they use him.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Yep.
It's as ridiculous as it sounds.
Well,
I had to
they will get my support if they can continue the supernatural crossover.
Space
By
Ghost.
the way, there is a supernatural episode of Scooby-Doo, a Scooby-Doo episode of Supernatural, and it's amazing.
It
I'm
is
aware.
Actually, it's one of the few good episodes in the later seasons.
Mm-hmm. It was so fucking good.
They messed up the Scooby-Doo universe.
I mean, to be fair,
I have jumped out of a biplane and been fine.
Anyways, back to this.
Yes.
So yeah, let's ride around. Let's ride around. Sorry.
I'm gonna ride in it because I need it for transportation, but I'm not being seen in it.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, all right. Speed buggy. If anyone's ever seen Speed Buggy, that's actually what it does the whole
Yeah,
day.
I know.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
I've seen it.
I'm debating if I want to summon Mr. Referee to be our tour guide.
Oh god, what?
From I don't even know that one.
From Metabots?
Mr.
For
Metabots.
Metabots,
yes.
Mr. Referee.
And
Metabots.
so, it is decided. I, Mr. Referee.
Will be the referee.
Yeah.
Yeah, this shows I'm a tiny bit older than you guys because I stopped caring about Metabots and didn't really watch it. I knew it was on, I just didn't give a shit.
Mr. Referee is the only thing I remember about that show.
It was a good show.
Anyways,
Not
anyway,
really.
What? Anyway, fine. Okay.
it really was.
Keep going.
John, you're wrong, but we'll discuss it later.
So, you guys kind of start driving around, and Izzy, you're free to start pointing stuff out.
I will do so, and I will actually explain a surprising amount of history that I probably read in the library verbatim about different sites.
That's interesting. So, while we're driving around, tell me, Brother Knight, what's your thing all about, eh?
I just want to make sure that we do good things to help people. That way good things will then happen to us. Isn't that the way it works?
My sweet summer child.
I think that's a good attitude to have.
That phrasing.
There are many ways you guys can break this delusion. I don't know if you want to deal with the fallout.
That's how you get the Orichalcos arc.
No.
Maybe one of these game nights.
I'm just waiting for Izzy to break and draw Monster Cardo somewhere.
Oh.
Not yet. Yeah, no, Game Night is just going to explain how, really, the whole point about being a hero is we need to protect the people who are weak and helpless and can't defend themselves. That's why we need to step up and protect others. And if we do good, other people will see us doing good. And it's like a wave, like you would see in a baseball game, or maybe in a soccer match, or maybe in a card tournament, where one person starts the wave, and before you know it, everybody is doing the wave, and the entire room just fills with electricity.
I like your attitude, eh? You got optimism and spunk. It's a good quality. Use it.
Thank you. Turns to Grayzone. What's spunk?
I need an adult.
Still, like I said, all of you I've noticed are very good at going off on your own and doing things, but not always so good working in group, yeah? What's a way you think you could work together better? Think about the way your powers work, the way you work as a team. How can you improve that? Like, take a look over there. He points. There's a cat in a tree with a kid underneath it. How do you help out that situation, huh?
Is he asking us collectively, or is he asking me?
Collectively.
Pick up tree, tilt it down, get cat out, put
No,
tree back.
no.
Well, I said put tree back.
Now, listen, Akamaku, that would work, huh? I agree. But you got to think there. What happens to the tree?
I put it back. It's fine.
Right? But look at like if you do that, look at the pavement there. It's going to get torn up. Someone worked really hard on that pavement. Someone put their sweat, blood, and tears into that. Made it perfect. Smooth. So you could walk on it, eh? What about the tree itself? That tree worked really hard to grow that big. Yeah, you put it back, but that tree's got to reroot itself. You hurt the tree by doing that.
I didn't know trees had feelings.
Everything's got life in it, man. It's part of the world we live in. But everything has been touched by someone else. That tree worked hard to grow. Someone worked very hard on that pavement. Someone else worked hard to make things the way they are. Eh? And when you do something, it's like a ripple in the water. It impacts things. It affects everyone around you. Now you got to learn to see those ripples. A little ripple is fun, like playing in the water. But you're not careful, that ripple becomes a tidal wave. Washes you away. Washes cities away, people. Hurts others.
It also
So, yeah.
kills vampires. Sorry, keep
You
going.
could lift that tree out of the ground, yeah. Or, and he gets out of the car, and Grayzone, he tries to lead you over to it. Do you go with him, Grayzone?
I guess, yeah. That's so.
Reach your, yeah. You got that spring stretch thing, right? Reach your arm out.
I reach my arm out.
And hold it like hold your palm like a cup.
Mm-hmm.
And he just lightly jumps up, floating up like a feather, grabs onto the branch. The cat looks perturbed. He's like, "Shh, it's all right, little one. You go in here. The nice kangaroo going to keep you safe." And the cat slowly walks into your palm glove. Do you retract your arm?
He's, be careful, guy. We'll get you down. You like this kid, right? Remember, I can talk to animals.
Yeah, I just I'm really scared. There was a dog. I was so nervous up here. How are you talking to me?
I peel back the trench coat a little.
Flasher! Sorry.
I just want to go back. I just want to get down.
Okay. Well, I just kind of retract an accordion back in and put it on the and then I stretch it over to the kid and just kind of drop it on his head.
Gee, thank you, mister. And he runs off. He gives a big wave and runs off with the cat.
As he runs away, I say, he's a madam.
And Big Kahuna comes down. It's like, see? Cat's out of tree. No one got hurt. And you use some skills you don't usually use. You got that speech of the tongue of beasts, eh?
Well, it's more body language. It's a bit of a wiggle. I'm switching accents madly.
But see? You were able to do that. You didn't have to use your power to do that. You were able to help without hurting. You kept your ripple small. Think about that for a minute. Remember the ripple of life, eh?
I'm resisting the urge to purposely take their wrong lessons from this so hard.
Do it.
You take whatever
So
you
if we
want.
really want to make major change, we need to do more damage. Yeah.
Now you're getting it.
Yeah.
And Big Kahuna suddenly straightens up. His face goes serious for a second. Kind of puts his ear to his comm. It's like, all right, brothers and wahinis. We got something to actually do. No more sightseeing for us now, eh?
What code?
We got an attack at a local art gallery. Seems to be pretty big. Some real damage going on. We got to get there and help people, eh?
Yeah.
All right. Hey, just that speed buggy car is able to get us places fast?
Of course he can.
Yeah, I can get there quickly. Yeah. All right, and you guys head off?
I'm digivolving Speed Buggy into the Mach 5 as we're driving.
God.
Hey, so game night. One of the blokes at the zoo was trying to tell me about that card game you're playing. Something about equip cards. Do you have rocket boots or something that I could use?
I've got an upgrade card if you wanted to give it a try.
I suppose I'd be interested to see what happens.
Okay,
This
so
is not the session for that.
out of character.
Why not? Is it?
Yes. Out of character, here's the way I'd like to do this. It's getting close to 10. I'm very tired. I'd like to introduce your villains and start next session with the fight. Is that all right with everyone?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have some things to link you in a minute. Let's zip back. I actually would like to start with Kahuna's group, okay?
Alright.
Sounds good.
All right. So Kahuna's group, you guys head through with the Mach 5 at top speed, and you arrive at the art gallery, and you see it long before you get there with the trail of smoke. From the look of it, there are as you kind of round the corner, it looks like an earthquake has hit the place. There are there's parts of the street are have been ripped up as if by a tectonic fault of some type. There's literally jagged mounds of rock and earth skewering through the museum itself, and you can see people running, terrified, scared, people trapped under cars or rubble. You, in fact, see more terrifying of all. There are these men-like, humanoid-like creatures, but they're made out of rock. They look like they're pieces of fragment and boulder that have been hodgepodge together in a roughly humanoid shape.
I wonder who else can do that.
And Big Kahuna's face goes pretty serious. All right, brothers and Wahini, we got to move and do this. We need damage control here. Yeah, Gray Zone, you big strong one like me, eh? Good job. You need to knock away rubble. You need to get the rubble. You need to knock away the bigger pieces of rubble that are trapping some people over there. Game night. You're able to do a lot with your crowd control, with your summons.
Sure.
Get enough that you can manage, help people to safety, and keep the earth creatures at bay.
Should
Okay.
I make sure the big rubble that Gray Zone is dealing with doesn't fracture the wrong way?
Help him out with that. Keep the rock men off his back. I'm going to go. I'm going to get into the places that are inaccessible, free some of those people. Then I'll help you with crowd control from there. Once we got the people cleared out and safe, we're going to go and see who's really behind all this. But their safety comes first.
Of course.
All right. So what I'm going to do for this, I'd rather not do a bunch of rolls for this right now. Give me a description of what you are doing. If I feel it is a good description, I will reward you with a hero point for your heroic acts and your cool visual imagery.
Well, I don't know exactly what Gray Zone will be doing, but I plan to actually situation myself in such a way that if it breaks the wrong way, like the rubble would, like I'm interposed between myself and the victims as much as possible, such that it means that my luck takes over, so it doesn't break that way.
Right, yeah. So you do a really good job of kind of being in the way, and everything just crumbles. It almost hits you and seems to almost hit people every time, but it does it in such a way that it always seems to just fall just the right wrong way.
Yep.
Okay. As people get free, are you helping them get out as much as you can?
Yeah, of course.
What are you doing with the Rockmen? I'm not going to, they're minions. I deal with them more in a fight next time. I just want to know, roughly how you're planning to handle the few that are in range.
Roughly, it'll be, I'm on the lookout for them. If I ever see one coming too close, I tell Gray Zone to wait 3 seconds while I try and deal with them, whether it's actually punching or it's just trying to hopefully get them tripped up on the terrain kind of stuff.
Okay.
Basically, save people first, worry about taking them out later.
All right. Yeah, you're kind of darting all around the fight. It's sometimes hard to keep track of you, but everything seems to be going much better with you there. You get a hero point.
Yay.
Let's see. Game night. I want you next.
Okay. Game night is going to summon probably 20 of the things I just sent you. Origami people, because as far as game night knows, paper beats rock. And they're going to be able to reshape themselves, fit into small crevices, and help people out of them. And then kind of just grapple onto any small rock things that show up and just kind of blind them and make sure they don't wander towards people.
Okay. What are you doing to crowd control the minions?
The minions? Again, origami people. Just kind of wrapping themselves around whatever eyes or ears they have, and then just kind of tugging them in a different direction away.
Oh, they have no eyes and ears.
Oh, they don't? They're just rock things?
No, they're literally just mounds of boulders.
Yeah, at that point, probably just summoning Trebuchet Tortoise and just, if they get too close, just launching them away.
All right, I accept your response. Get a hero point, Izzy.
Thank you.
Sees this, wants to comment, not the time.
Gray Zone. Describe your crowd control helping people efforts.
Well, I was also told to move some debris.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go in towards the debris first and just start to punch through, and then remember, we're supposed to be taking civilians and that stuff into consideration. So I slow down my fist as much as I can. It's still not quite enough, and it kind of gets stuck in some of the rubble. So I start to throw it up, and then I just have to start juggling all of these different pieces of rubble and civilians as I try and get them all out of the way, to the point where I'm basically juggling with both hands, both feet, and bouncing around on my tail.
I'm going to say because 777 is there, mostly you'll get them safely through, though you have they have a few bruises.
Okay.
Get a hero point.
Thank you.
Big Kahuna during this time is basically diving into the rubble. He's coming out with people where he's kind of giving them to your origami people as soon as he's able to.
Mm-hmm.
For a big guy, he seems to move pretty quickly. He doesn't move at like super speed or anything, but he seems to have this trick down where he's able to like do like a really quick jump and re-solidify himself. So he's doing like these like quick like feather leaps that turn into like density smashes on his like all the rock people. You'll even notice if you're very attentive about it, Sean, I expect you probably are.
Mm-hmm.
You notice he seems to have control of it in different parts of his body too. He's able to run through one part of a rock while his arm seems to like be more solid and just like as he's in the rock, just clothesline everything on the outside of it with like a super dense fist.
That's a lot of control.
Mm-hmm. So after several minutes, you are able to get most of the people to safety. Big Kahuna comes out. He's like, I think this is the last one. Now, come on, we got to see what's going on in there.
I'm going to send in a couple of origami people first, and then I'm going to say, let's go! Charge! Origami horse is going to appear. 4 origami horses are going to appear behind us. Each different colors. 1 red, 1 white, 1 green, and 1 yellow.
Is there a significance to that?
4 horsemen of the apocalypse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On origami horses.
My little pony,
Apocalypse pony.
There it is, yeah.
Okay. Is anyone else getting on the horses?
No.
No.
Big Kahuna will get on a horse.
How big is Big Kahuna again?
He's as light as he needs to be.
He's as light as he needs to be.
That's true, yeah.
It's Polynesian vision.
Kind of is, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyone else getting on the horses?
Oh, I'm jumping.
All right, so you guys head into the you guys head in?
Yep.
All right. There are some rock men in the way. You mostly bowl past them till finally you get to the center of the gallery. There are swatches of painting and arts that have been smashed to bits, but there is a full section that is pristine. There is no rocks or dirt or anything there, and there's a man standing there, and he's holding one of the pieces of artwork. He is dressed in a black outfit with a strange white horn mask. He's holding his outfit's very simple, but it has an air of menace to it. He looks at the apple, the item he's holding, which is a apple made of gold, and he turns. He's like, "Fitting, isn't it? The golden apple of Eros. A representation of the temptation of the goddesses. An attempt to capture such lust, such passion." He crushes it in his hand. Such dribble.
What are you on about? I was going to ask if you were going to eat that.
Oh, I have visitors, it seems. Well, you're that new hero group in town, Spectrum, right?
How are we supposed to beat Assassin's Creed 2 Brotherhood now?
My big question is, why would you monologue if you were not paying attention to just entering?
That's what bad guys do.
Are you questioning my art?
Yes.
John, would you like to make a roll to know who this is?
I mean, I won't get it, but sure. What am I rolling here again?
Nick, what is it? It's persuasion or...
Oh, investigation or persuasion. I have it up.
Well, if it's persuasion, then I got it. I think I got it.
Yeah, it's investigation or persuasion, because persuasion means someone talked to you about it some time ago.
Make the check you prefer. Yeah, Sean, you could be in trouble. This is a villain named Ruin. He is a very big name villain.
Kahuna, we may want to call for backup from the other group.
He's like, Stardust, you... Sorry, brother. They got their own problems right now. I'll call him when we can, but we're on our own right now. Sorry to take you out. Sorry to take training wheels off so early. He looks just like
ETA on backup arriving.
when they get here. He's like, backup. Oh, that's funny. You won't last long enough for backup unless I decide to take my time. Yes, I think I will. New heroes with old, washed-up, fat Hawaiian hero. What is that? Big belly? Big lay? Oh, big kahuna, right. Still, their bodies will make exquisite pieces of artwork, better than anything in this museum. Shall we then? I have
constructive criticism.
That's all right. Every artist experiences criticism. Still, my palette is full. A painter has his tools, and you will be my canvas. Shall we begin?
I really want to do the thing to wash right now.
We're gonna cut you guys off there.
You know, I'm sad when he was shitting on Big Kahuna, he didn't even make a spam joke.
No.
All right. Let's go to the other group then.
Oh boy.
Other group. So you arrive at a tech company. Let's say, I don't know, System Dynamics Models Incorporated. I don't know. I don't care. Names are hard. It is a design firm. Nick, I'll just tell you this really quick. It is a design firm that does basic materials testing for architectural designs and makes suggestions about through its models about what materials are appropriate or what needs to be redone in like design to it. Okay. So when you arrive, the building's on fire.
Oh.
There are screams and lasers, and there are robots outside. And they are shooting up the building and terrorizing all the peoples.
Alrighty.
Well,
Starts like,
I'm going to see who I can find still in the building.
good. Save anyone you can. Fireworks. Do you still have those the foam rockets? They're a little untested, but yeah. Test time is now. See if you can put out the fires with that. Hex Machina.
I've got the robots, and Hex is going to basically kind of wave a hand. Come out, Minerva. And the
Okay.
Yeah.
So same thing as before for the three of you. And yeah, she's just like, Geist, help out somehow.
Are there any people left around?
Yes.
I'll work on getting. I'll go in and get that out.
Yeah, there are people, some trapped in cars. There are some that like the robots.
Yeah.
They're like,
Oh
shooting
yeah.
at.
I'll just waltz in and get them out.
Okay, so I'm going to do what I did for the other group. Give me a description of what you were doing to help / save the day, and if it is good, I will give you a hero point. I'm actually going to start with you, Ziggy. Okay.
Okay. So as described, I'm basically going to. Oh, that's right. It's a fire, right?
Yeah, the fire's in the building itself, or a lot of parts of the building.
Okay. So I'll work for people that are trapped. They're kind of away from the fire. And get them out.
Okay. So yeah, you head into cars, pull people out with your power. They look a little disoriented, but you ultimately get them to safety.
Okay.
Get a hero point.
Cool.
All right. Let's have Hex. You're up next.
So Hex is going to immediately fade into invisibility while Minerva basically scatters and swarms over the robots, basically biting through metal and kind of crawling into the circuitry to see control as many as I can and destroy the rest from the inside out. So some robots will be kind of smoking and fall over dead, while hopefully some others will kind of come in kind of.
It's going to take a little. It is going to take a little time. These are very well designed robots, by the way. Like they have very like careful circuitry, and it does take a little bit to like. It's not like you're still better at this, but it's easy. But they are well designed enough that you can't just like snap your fingers and have them all explode.
Yeah.
But yeah, you managed to like take them over enough. You managed to like kind of redirect some of their guns at each other. Inevitably, there are more you see inside, but you're able to like focus on the few that are threatening people right now and kind of malfunctioning them just enough to destroy them.
And I'll also give the team targeting information on some of the ones inside.
Yep. Get a hero point. Nick, I'm going to wait on you for just a second.
Okay.
Firework is flying around the building. She is shooting these rockets that, when they hit, explode in like kind of a fire extinguisher like foam and putting them out. While this is happening, Stardust is basically playing ultimate crowd control. She's forming crystals, skewering robots, upending like heavy things that are trapping people. If she sees someone in a dangerous situation, she's literally having to just surround them and pulling them out with the crystal aura. She's kind of splitting herself a bunch of ways, but you're giving her enough time to like help some of the people with her powers. Iris, describe what you're going to do at the start of this.
Yep. So, first things first. The first thing that Iris is doing is a special terrorizing building. Basically, there's a small pool of water that she is conjuring off to one side, and then is focusing on the building. People are going to appear who are probably screaming in poofs of magic. Those that are on fire are appearing next to the pool, or like at risk of that.
Yep. You were able to
talking to them for a while, and I feel this moment where at some point in the middle of this, I'm just going to freeze for a moment.
Okay, so you're able to use your fun tricks and kind of get most of the people to safety.
Yep, it is very much focusing on everyone else has the people that are in the building. Iris is focusing on people in the building.
Yep. So you take some time while they're doing that outside. You manage to save most of the people. You feel a few robots around while you get a hero point, by the way.
Okay.
You feel, you kind of feel around with your powers. You manage to see that there's still robots, but you get all the people out that are threatened by it. And you're just about to leave when suddenly a chill goes down your spine. And you feel one person left in the building who seems suddenly to have appeared in the room that you are in. You didn't notice them before, and as you realize exactly who it is, you know why. You turn. There's a woman standing there. She is dressed all in white with a black mask on her face. Her outfit has almost a glow to it, a sense of divinity about it. She walks forward with a slow clap and smiles. Hello, Ilya. It's nice to see you.
Radiance. Of course. I should have recognized the robots.
I expected better from you, Ilya. Nick, just to be clear, you are alone with her in here.
Yes.
Okay.
This is very clear.
Or would you prefer Iris at the moment? If that's if we must keep the theatric of it going.
Well, just sorry. What is a magician if not part of her own act?
Say again?
What would a magician be without her act?
I suppose that's true. Very well, I'll humor you for now. Iris. As you can see, I'm rather busy here. Why don't you and your friends leave before someone gets hurt? You don't have any business here.
Actually, I think we have plenty of business here, considering you're, terrorizing people, destroying buildings again. I don't know, removing the competition, maybe.
Is your earpiece on, by the way?
Oh, it is absolutely on. That's why I used that name.
Okay.
Ours is broadcasting this to everybody.
Must we go through this? I would very much hate to embarrass you in front of your friends like this.
Honey, considering who my friends are, I think it's you who's going to be embarrassed this time.
Very well, you petulant child. Just remember, this is what you get for your arrogance and not knowing your place. Nick, you may have the last word if you would like, but after that we will cut.
The last word is probably... has anything come in over my earpiece?
I have.
Is it like...
If you're gonna
Heads up, we have supervillain Ruin here. Requesting backup.
If you need it, count down.
We have our own problem. Iris is going to take a bow and whisper, everyone who wants to join me in this room, raise their hand right now.
We can.
And
we're going to end before you do that.
Okay.
You can start next time with that as your action, but we are going to end there.
All right.
And that is session.
We could very easily shuffle the entire party again.
It's fine.
Well,
How are you going to start a good game without a nice shuffle, Izzy?
Turtle shuffle.
It's true. I'll say, yep, sure. Well,
yep.
Well,
Hey, Nick, thanks for putting up with me being stubborn.
no, that was great.
No, I got to have that. I didn't plan that moment at all. That was fantastic.
That was great, yes. I mean, I was sitting there being like, all right, do I get a chance to make it so that way you win? Nope, you can't win. Sorry, you can't win.
I honestly was going to roll it out and see how it went.
Yeah, and then I rolled a 5 on the first hit.
Yep. He plays the same. He fights like you do, but he's a higher power level. And
I'm fully aware.
yeah.
The problem was I saw how low he rolled on some of those things and how bad it was for you, and I'm like, yep, nope. Lucky gonna help you now.
Okay,
All
what
of that for
are
a drop of blood.
some fun questions I can ask you guys to end today? So let's see.
Raise their hand.
And every time we have certain moments, I have the Life as a Kid and I'm Just a Nightmare song going through my head. Because it seems good theming for this group of teenagers.
Yep.
I hope I didn't jump in too much on other stuff too.
No, that was good.
No, it was good.
You put up with Speed Buggy. I have no complaints.
You made me do speed buggy. I hate you.
Fucking speed buggy.
Well, I was thinking about being like when we got in the
Rex,
car,
you
just
approved
having
his
him
power
visibly
set.
stag.
I did because it makes sense, and you don't know why it does yet, but it does.
What makes sense? I'm sorry.
Your power set. It makes sense if you know your character.
Oh, dearie dear.
All right, here are your 3 questions today. What does your character learn this game? What is one way you hope the themes of this game will progress based on today? And how do you think the fight with Ruin and Radiance is going to go? Let's start. I'm definitely going. I'm going to start from the top with Sean.
All right. Character learn this game. Oh boy, is our team have more bad PR than I thought. Oh boy. Well, Iris and I have our work cut out for us in order to try and turn this into a respectable team. In the meantime,
Go with number 2. What's one way you hope the themes of this game will progress?
Honestly, I'm not sure. I like the way it's going. I just want more of this at the moment. I like how we are fighting and accepting the whole we need actual mentorship at the moment going on. And I both want to see us lose terribly and succeed against all odds, so I'm happy the way this is going anyway. And the fight against Ruin and Radiance, part of me is scared that it's just going to be me and Big Kahuna versus Ruin while everyone else goes to fight Radiance. So...
Oh, hey, I'm there.
You're in the other group.
Oh, that's right. I am with the other group. Yeah, you're right.
We'll talk about that next time.
Yeah. Alright. But frankly, I think we're going to get our asses handed to us.
All right, Izzy, it's game night. You were up next.
As per usual, game night doesn't learn a ton ever. What game night has learned this session, though, is apparently Islander versus Aussie. Islander wins.
The smaller the island, the bigger the punch.
Yeah. Out of character, in character and out of character, I guess I have learned what a Seattle dog is, and in character, I have had one.
For real, you should have one out of the character. Like, it's super good.
I can't.
For myself sometimes.
Izzy, we should just do a road trip when quarantine's over.
I'll do it. I just can't have the
Graham's first birthday was a hot dog party where I had a giant hot dog bar and you can make any of those hot dogs.
Nice.
I mean, I have very fond memories of when the cafeteria of the Museum of Natural History in New York City had a stand set up showcasing hot dogs from from all the major cities of the United States.
Oh my god, that sounds so good! Anyways, we back to Izzy. Again, question 2 and 3.
Themes.
Yeah,
I don't know about themes. My big thing is I always enjoy seeing how things develop as far as like the slow reveals we've been getting for each other's characters. In this case, we've gotten a little tidbit about Iris that we did not know or were not privy to prior.
Mm-hmm.
There's the reveal about what is happening with Hex and I guess Minerva now. I think a lot of this stuff is going to boil down to what Geist has been doing in the background. Sean's character, whose name is constantly changing, has, clearly more ties to, the older superhero community through his lineage, and they know of him. And, I enjoy seeing how this slowly works out forward and, figure out more about our backstories coming into our own and revealing a little bit more about the world at large, which are all things I'm looking forward to. As for the fight with Ruin and Radiance, I think it's going to go poorly. I'm assuming we're going to come out of it okay because we have 2 actual heroes with us, but this is going to be one of those cases where we are going to have to punch out of our weight class, and I don't know if we have enough hero points to sustain a extended engagement with them.
Okay. Thank you. Geist, you're up.
Let's see. I mean, in terms of what I've learned this game, I've learned that clearly, clearly the heroes who are so beholden to their own restrictions just want to shackle us the same way that they do themselves. Let's see. One way I hope the themes of this game progress. Clearly, we're definitely going through a definitely sort of like Like what limits what limits are there for doing the right thing and all that sort of stuff, and that's going pretty interestingly so far. So I'm enjoying that. I also think the fight with Ruin/Radiance will go poorly. I don't think any of us are gonna die, but yeah, it probably won't end well.
Okay, thank you. Gray Zone.
Let's see. I learned Islanders are tough and they hurt. And also that once again, people really have trouble picking between their stone constructions and continued life. I'm willing to learn some things about fighting, but I'm not sure if I'm willing to change my priorities on that particular trade-off. There are a lot of interesting themes. I'm enjoying the kind of freedom versus security thing that's going on. I'm enjoying the corporate stuff. I remember being really excited about that, and then I unintentionally, without realizing it, made a character that wants to buck all of it. And I'm realizing it, over the last session or two. I'm also enjoying kind of the themes of friction between legalities and technology and freedom a little bit. Between the giant aliens and the whole hex thing. How they will evolve, I don't know yet. We're going to have to come down on one side or another, a bunch of these. And how the fight with Ruin/Radiance will go, I think it'll go pretty well for one of them and pretty badly for the other. I don't know which is which yet.
Okay. X, you're up.
Well, I guess we learned a lot this session. Which I'll get into some of the more serious stuff in part 2, but part 1 is that Firework is much more corruptible than I was expecting, so that's good.
A+.
How
did you find that out?
Were you not listening?
I was. I must have missed something.
There's some cracks in the Goody Two Shoes facade. We can get her on the side of good versus like this whole game is to be lawful or good. We can definitely get her on the side of good.
Mm-hmm.
Second, I think that I don't know if everyone saw the comment that I made in the Roll20 chat, but we definitely need to get Big Kahuna drunk for science. I want to see if his density actually affects his alcohol tolerance.
Oh God!
You don't want to see him drunk.
Do you want me to summon the Kool-Aid Man and you can spike him?
Oh my God! Yes. He just picks up the Kool-Aid Man and drinks from him.
Punch.
Get out of the way, kids.
Let's see.
Oh gosh, I know what my first fusion's gonna be now.
Oh no!
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 As far as themes, so I'm glad that we're trying.
We actually still have veto power.
I'm glad that we're getting to see more of kind of the systemic rot, and I'm enjoying that. Definitely enjoying that. There's clearly a lot of sort of dissonance between what individual members of the team want to do, as well as what Spectrum is doing versus kind of the larger hero community.
There might be a spectrum of opinions.
Indeed, there would be. As far as 3, I'm kind of with Wash, where I think if we really kind of exploit our powers to the max, I think we can beat one of them, but not both. I just want to get to control robots.
Okay, and finally, Iris.
Ooh, what has Iris learned this game? Actually, not that much. The system continues to be about as rotten and bound up in its own rules as she's always assumed it is. Our PR is worse than she thought, and she really appreciates that maybe Big Kahuna will get through to some of her team members. Because she certainly can't, because she's not actually good at a bunch of the leadership things. I personally, character, I also am on plan. Let's get firework onto the side of good, not law. I think the themes of the game are progressing really well so far. This was a great session for that. Really enjoyed. And this fight, I think we have a better chance in this fight than I initially would have assumed because we have two really strong heroes here. Boy, do I not think we... I think the idea of if we all gang up on one of them maybe is probably the answer, but boy oh boy am I uncertain.
Okay.
Character absolutely trying for it.
And on that note, I declare session done.
Woo, thanks, Wax.
Yeah, thanks very much.
And I want to thank you guys for kind of letting me have my week off last time. I needed it. Some of you already know what happened. But
Quality sessions over quantity of sessions.
Indeed. I'll be back in a minute. I have to run to the bathroom.
Yeah, I would not have been in the mindset to run this last week, 2 weeks ago.
Good.
I hope you had fun, and we'll see how this turns out next time.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Also, whose session do you think this is?
What?
Well, from the ending, I think this is Iris.
Yeah, very much so.
Actually, I think this is
now
Iris,
it's
and I think it's Iris and Sean.
I mean, most of this session was Gray Zone, but the next session's definitely going to be more Iris.
I don't know if I'd say most of the session was Gray Zone. It was more like the inciting incident and the fight were Gray Zone.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't plan that at all. That just was like, this is a way I can solve this problem. You know, Big Kahuna is an NPC hero I've had rolling around in my head for like a decade that I would love the opportunity to play or represent somehow. And this is like the first time I've ever had an opportunity to kind of use him.
I mean, I'm pretty sure, like, my call out in the private chat of what his power was, I think I heard you mention this like a week ago.
Yeah, because it's one of my favorite superpowers.
Yeah.
It's a really cool power.
It is really cool.
Like, it is one of like two superpowers I would want for myself if I was allowed to have powers.
So, Wex, question. How is his control compared to Lemillion's?
Probably pretty on point to that, actually.
Nice.
Question. Are the two new images in the Roll20, are those the villains?
Yes.
Yeah, that's Ruin and Radiant.
Okay, because I can't see names.
There's
so-
no nameplates.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I did show nameplate. Oh. Player permissions are weird.
Yeah.
Permissions are weird.
Man, I am so scared that I will be the only one with Kahuna versus Ruin.
You're not going to be the only one. I'm still in charge of what people for that.
It'll be fine.
Well, you'll see what'll happen. I'll save that as a surprise. I'll basically do a soft retcon if Justin's there, and I'll just assign him to a group.
He can just run him. He could just be like, "Sorry, I was at the movies. Where am I supposed to be?"
He'll probably be with the Ruin fight because they're down. You guys are down a person. Because the other fight has fireworks.
Is it firework or fireworks?
Fireworks.
For 2 sessions, Lex.
What?
It depends on whether or not we do something we've been building up to for 2 sessions.
Yeah, right? I'm excited. But again, we will reconvene in 2 weeks. So what's the next game? On the 4th.
Okay,
Yay.
sounds good.
Yes, it does.
We'll see how this fight goes.
Yep. Hopefully I have enough hero points and luck points to help Big Kahuna out here.
You're not going to help me in Gray Zone out?
Well, Gray Zone's planning to raise their hand. I can tell that much.
I feel like the actual answer is going to be raise left hand if you want to come to Radiance, raise right if you want to fight Ruin.
And if we don't raise either hands?
Then you're staying where you are.
How many summons can I send to you to swarm Radiance with?
I mean, it's not that easy. You're going to be bound to, let me be very clear, you're going to be bound to action economy in this fight. Unless you do some like silly hero point shenanigans. I believe all of you have 2, except I believe Wash has 1, and Sean has 3. If my math is correct.
Not really a spoiler. I'm planning on spending what is my first action next time.
Yeah, I know. Like I said, I've got it covered.
I actually am curious what Ruin's thoughts are going to be on something. Is he the kind of person who would follow his dreams, or the kind of person who would stay in school? Because I've been waiting to pull.
I'm so glad I put you against him.
Because I am waiting to pull this guy out for a while.
Okay. I think on that note, I'm going to go to sleep. Because I should probably do my actual job tomorrow.
Yep. Good night, Wex. Also, Wex, if you think you have the energy for Magic over the weekend, I'd love to do it.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. I'm trying to think when I would do it. Let's see. I have D&D on Saturday and Sunday. Okay, I could do a Saturday or Sunday night. I just need a little heads up about it.
Same with me. Essentially, I can choose which of those nights, and I can schedule my other thing for the other night.
Okay, why don't we bug Sean about it? Izzy, do you want to play with us?
It depends if I have the time this weekend. I won't know till day of.
Okay.
If I'm available, sure. Just poke me. If I'm on Discord, I'll be there.
Okay. I'll send a message to the group chat again and see if Sean has a day he's free, okay?
Sure.
All right.
Dan, are you still recording?
Yep.
Oh, you should probably stop now.
Yeah.